Hello everybody, I'm the Sonic Arrow, and I had to restart my computer because my taskbar was not showing up in front of my applications. So, whatever. So, the title may seem a little sadistic, but I got sick of Angie's garbage. So, you know what? I ain't gonna shed tears over her. This is one death that I'm not sad about. So, I don't know. Just let us instead turn to the coin flipper. So, we gotta see if we can defeat Lenora, who has two Pokemon, a Herdier and a Watchog. So do we defeat the Herdier with our first Pokemon? We do not. Our second? Yes, we do. Alright, her Watchog? Alright, we win. Except both Chingling and our shiny Hippopotamus go away. Which means we must now put all of our Pokemon up here. Oh, wait. Shiny Hippopotamus stays up here with me. Because Atua says so. Anyway, if something happens to Pete it also stays with me. That's what I'm deciding. Shiny ones just go up here above my head. But we have defeated Lenora. So what is our next level cap? $23. So we could try to evolve Pidove. And I'm gonna. So, does Pidove evolve? Ah! There goes another shiny. Lovely. Okay, well. I'm a little concerned with the way OBS is wigging out. Apparently, OBS has decided to start wigging out. It crashed on me. Okay, we're fine now. So, as I was saying, Hippopotamus is up here with me. And now so is Pidove. My own little shiny Hall of Fame. But now we have the Moonstone, and because that is an item that guarantees evolution, we can just evolve straight into Nidoking. And I'm doing that. So, you don't like it? Take it up with anybody else, because you ain't getting me to budge. Now, if the episode could continue without a hitch. Ugh. Load game. let us load. So that Atua may guide her soul to the gates of heaven. Atua, please take care of Angie. Hey, why did it end up like this? Didn't Angie have Atua with her? Clearly, she didn't. That's not true. Angie say Atua always by our side. We didn't have time to be talking about this. Instead of talking about Atua, yeah, we gotta talk about which one of us is the culprit and win this killing game. Wait, this is part of the killing game? What else could it be? The fact that Angie's dead can only mean one thing. One of us killed her. But why would someone do such awful thing? Is that really what happened? It's possible the culprit who killed Angie wasn't one of us, but... Oh, the vomit-soaked entrance. How novel, and the puke is green again, too. That's a pretty ominous sign. Why did another murder happen? What's the deal, Monodame? I thought you were going to make everyone get along. Don't worry, overcoming this will bring everyone closer together. I suppose now I have to add Angie's head to deaths. I'm putting her down here because I care less for her than everybody else. That has been the case so far, yes? Their bond gets stronger with each class trial, does it not? Murders are necessary to bring everyone closer together. But how? Let's get started. Conduct a friendly investigation, then we will have a friendly class trial. We must distribute these first. Oh look, the Monokuma file! I wanted to be the one to pass it out. Didn't you want to do it too, Monofani? By the way, I've been thinking. You guys should knock off all this killing and dying. Dying is, like, so lame. Living is all the rage these days. More green puke, this is really unlucky. As there is no use complaining, we are better off beginning our investigation. So everyone, we all know what we need to do, yes? Yep, I mean, by the third murder, we should all be pretty used to dead bodies. No way going to ever get used to this. Trust me, you don't want to be used to this. No one should get used to this. That's nice and all, but it seems pretty insincere coming from an assassin. Let's start investigating. It's not like we have any other choice. That's true. But still, it's strange. This is a bizarre setup. 4 wax figures, effigies of the dead, hung upside down in the room. And in the middle, Angie's body in a pool of blood. It certainly appears to be some kind of ritual. Alright, bro, I'm counting on you as my sidekick. Let's end this nightmare together. Yeah, but are you feeling okay, Kaito? We seriously don't have time to be talking about this. No way we're gonna die here. I'm definitely gonna find the culprit. The culprit? Is it really someone among us that killed Angie? I get how you feel, Sumugi, but do you have to repeat that tired old line every time? Oh no, that's not it. I mean, could this have been the work of the transfer student? Huh? Angie prepared the ritual in this room to resurrect the dead, right? And she made those wax dolls hanging upside down as part of the ritual. Maybe the ritual succeeded and the resurrected person killed her. What? Shut up already. It's her fault, telling scary stories out of nowhere like that. It's the same messed up stuff like that. Kaito, are you alright? Sure. Sorry, Shuichi. I need to get some fresh air. I'll leave this to you and Maki. Do a good job, you guys. Kaito left, still a bit wobbly. Do a good job. That coward has a lot of nerve bossing us around. Maybe that wasn't the best way to phrase it, but he just wants to encourage. You've clearly settled right into your sidekick role. I don't need him to give me orders. With so few people left, I can't afford to sit out anymore. So, where should we start? We should check the Monokuma file first, right? Yes, let's take a look. Victim is Angie Yonaga, the Ultimate Artist. The body was found in the Ultimate Artist lab. Oh, she suffered a head injury, too. The time of death is approximately 2 in the morning. Cause of death is a stab wound to the back of the neck. The forehead also had a laceration. So someone cracked her over the head with something and cut her. So maybe like a vase or something? The Monokuma file included the time of death this time. 2 a.m. Everyone must have been asleep. We probably can't rely on witness testimonies. So, the murder happened at nighttime after all. If everyone had followed the student council's rules like Angie and Atua said, what good will saying that do? The culprit may be one of the student council, yes. A member of the student council? That's... We should go and figure that out. Let's start investigating and solve this mystery together. Please! I can't. Himiko? I can't do it. I can't investigate Angie's body. If we don't make it through the class trial, then everyone will die. I don't care anymore. What? Surviving and everything else is too much of a pain. Then why don't we just use your magic to revive Angie? There's no time for your mean-spirited taunts. Reviving her is clearly impossible. Oh, really? Do I have an option for full screen? Apparently not. We cannot say that with certainty, no. Excuse me? Well, of course resurrecting her is impossible, but I know a way we can speak with Angie. We can summon her spirit with the seance called the Caged Child. Seance? Seance? What are you talking about? Cut it out already. Yeah, this is no time for jokes. Oh, I'm serious. This is for our investigation. For our investigation? If we speak with Angie, we can ask her who the culprit is and bring this case to a swift close. First, a resurrection trial and now a seance? Are you messing with us? Ritual. Sorry, I said trial, didn't I? Yeah. I would appreciate it if you didn't compare it to Monokuma's foolishness. Seances are genuine occurrences. They are written of in literature the world over. In fact, I myself have participated in seances a great many times. Many times? On top of that, we have here a rare chance to perform the legendary seance, the Caged Child. It would be foolish to not take advantage of this, yes? No matter how you put it, now's not the time for something... Oh, I suspect the only way to confirm your earlier theories by performing the seance, yes? My earlier theory? The possibility of the culprit being the resurrected transfer student. It is not wise to go into the class trial with such outlandish theories in one's head. So, to prove such a thing impossible, I think it best we consult Angie herself. That logic is peculiar, to say the least. Holding a seance to find out about the ritual, so we're going to fight the occult with the occult. Well, we can't worry about this forever, so we might as well go with the easiest solution. Okay, I'll help out. I was getting bored of investigating anyway. Huh? I'll help too. Huh? You too, Himiko? If I can talk to Angie one more time, I'll do anything. A seance or whatever it takes, I'll do it. I'll help out as well. I can't leave Himiko alone. Okay, I will. So now we have 4 participants. Kokichi, Himiko, Tenko, and myself. However, the Caged Child requires 5 people. We're still 1 short. Fine. Then Keyboy can come too. I guess we can't be picky. Why am I being forced to participate and being treated like a burden? So then, we need a place to perform the seance. Where shall we do it? How about your lab? In order for the Caged Child to succeed, the room must be as dark as possible. My lab has windows, so turning the lights off won't make it quite dark enough. How about the empty rooms? Empty rooms? The ones on the 4th floor? There aren't any windows there, so if we blow out the candles, it should be pitch dark. Sure, I'm fine with that. I agree with Himiko. However, there are 3 empty rooms. Which one shall we use? The middle room. The middle room's always best for stuff like this. Very well. I shall begin the preparations at once. I shall have you 4 help as well. Let us carry all the necessary equipment from my lab. Are you really going to do this? This is for our investigation. I said as much, did I not? We need to use all our effort to discover the culprit, lest our lives be lost. Kyo, Kokichi, Kibo, Tenko, and Himiko all at the scene. Are they serious about this stupid seance? Perhaps it's just a part of the investigation in their eyes. We should go with it. In any case, I should focus on what I can do. What the ultimate detective can do. This door is the lab's back door. This door is a sliding lock, and it's still locked. Because no one has used this door since we came in here, I believe Angie locked this door when she came in, and it's been locked ever since. Oh wait, what's this? Look, there's something golden shiny on the tab of the sliding lock. Golden shiny? Could it be? Maki, may I see it for a minute? I want to try moving the sliding lock. You want to unlock it? Go ahead, do what you want. I carefully touch the knob of the lock, avoiding the gold parts, and softly slid the lock open. Just as I suspected, this lock will slide without much effort. Whether you lock it or unlock it. This could be an important clue. I'm curious about this rear door too, but there's something else that bothers me. The lock on the front door that we used to enter this room. Shouldn't we investigate the front door too? I'm going to take a closer look at it. Maki walked over to the front door. I just wanted to confirm something. When we got to this lab, you're sure that the front door was locked? Yes, I'm positive. I grabbed the knob and tried to turn it. Click, 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 click. It really is locked. The front entrance was locked until Kokichi picked the lock to open it. Clack. There, open says May. So, he picked the cylinder lock open. Do you think anyone else could have opened the lock besides him? It would have been impossible from the outside. The Monocubs took the key. Okay, here it is, but there's only one key, so don't lose it. It'd be bad if you lost it. You wouldn't be able to lock the door or open it from the outside. Let me see that key. Monodam struck the key from Monofani, then lifted it to his mouth. Nom. Ah, he ate it. So Kokishi's the one who could have opened or closed the door from the outside, right? Correct. Only Kokichi would have been able to open and close the door from outside. But someone inside could have opened and closed it as they pleased. So the front door was locked from inside the room. Not necessarily, I'm just thinking of possibilities. But in that case, the question becomes how the person who locked the doors got out. How the culprit got out of the classroom after locking the doors. Still, it's strange that the front door and back door have different locks. The front door that we came in from has a cylinder lock, and the rear door over there has a sliding lock. By the time we discovered the body, both doors were locked. In other words, this is what you might call a locked room mystery, right? Locked, huh? Yes, the cylinder lock's key was taken by the Monocubs, so both doors could only be locked from the inside. But only if you rule out Kokichi's lockpicking, right? He could have picked the cylinder lock on the front door to go in and out of the lab. So he could have created this locked room mystery. It's possible that he locked the door from the outside by picking it after he killed Angie. That's true. Also, he appeared at an oddly convenient time when we tried to enter the lab ourselves. He's clearly suspicious. It is suspicious, but that solution seems a little too convenient. Lockpicking, yes. Angie's body. She's laying face down in the middle of the room. Are you going to take a closer look? Yes, I was planning to. Then let's hurry up and do it. We can't afford to waste any time here. Maki didn't hesitate. She stepped past me and walked over to the body. She has no problem with dead bodies. She is the ultimate assassin. Ah, this book. What do you want? Apparently my campus is experiencing power outages this time. And it's not just me. The instructions for the resurrection ritual are written in the Necronomicon. By performing this ritual as written, you can resurrect one deceased victim. It's gonna have slice your own neck open, right? This was the motive, the Necronomicon. And you tried to perform the ritual written in this book, right? Yes, if we look at this book, we should learn the steps of the ritual she was trying to perform. Let's take a look. Talk to a dead loved one again, ritual a departed soul. Land a living, prayer an effigy of the dead soul. Size and shape is irrelevant. Make it out of whatever materials you wish. Not If it's not obvious who the effigy is supposed to be, label it with the name of the deceased. Resurrection ritual. Prepare an effigy, the soul, everyone... Huh? Everyone may participate. Irrelevant, make it out of materials you wish. If it's not obvious who's supposed to be, label it with the name of the deceased. After preparing the effigy, burn this Necronomicon to ashes. Use caution, be mindful of carbon monoxide poisoning. Sprinkle the ashes on the effigy and repeat the name of the deceased 3 times, then close your eyes and wait. After a while, you should feel a light tap on your back. If so, that means the ritual is a success. The ashes are only good for one use. The ritual can only be performed once, so use it wisely. So these are the steps for the resurrection ritual. Angie really believed this crap? It's pretty obvious that you wouldn't be able to resurrect anyone with this. Under normal circumstances, I'm sure that's true. But in this place, I don't think we can rule anything out. There's blood dripping from Angie's head. According to the Monokuma file, she sustained a stab wound to the back of the neck, as well as a laceration on her forehead. The killing blow was a single stab to the back of the neck. A sneak attack, most likely. Then what do you make of this wound on her forehead? Maybe the culprit hit her in the head before stabbing her from behind. But her 2 wounds are substantially different. Did the culprit change weapons mid-attack? I suppose that would be unnecessary. Also, the wound on her forehead looks deep, but it's not bleeding much. What is going on with these 2 wounds? What's wrong, Maki? Move. Maki pushed me aside, then lifted Angie's body up by the shoulder. What's this doing crumpled underneath her body? This is duct tape, right? What's duct tape doing here? I don't know, but it must be related to the case. Look, there are hairs stuck to the tape, long hairs. Angie's, right? Bloody duct tape with Angie's hair on it. What could that mean? Bloody duct tape has been added. I'm surprised you spotted this, Maki. It was hidden under her body. It was partially visible. As a detective, you should have noticed it before I did. Not necessarily true, but sure, we'll go with that. Ah, well, that's true. Well, even so, I guess you're still getting used to being around dead bodies, so don't beat yourself up over it. Well then, it's a good thing you're used to corpses, Maki. Sorry, joking. I couldn't resist. You don't need to apologize. I was joking too. It didn't sound like a joke, though. Old habits die hard, man. I swear. So, the katana stabbed into Kaede's wax effigy. Who did this, and why? Let me see. Maki nudged me aside, then gripped the katana and pulled it out of the effigy. Ah, wait, this is a crime scene. You can't... You wanted to check the katana, right? Well, you can't do that if you don't pull it out. Yes, true, but we have to preserve the scene. Maki paid no mind to my protest and stared at the katana for a while. It's a real katana, but there's a gold leaf on it. Yeah, I believe it's the one that was on display in the Ultimate Anthropologist lab. Is that so? You can probably assume this is the murder weapon, judging from the bloodstains on the tip. The edge is too rusty to cut well, but it would be enough to stab. But why would they go through the effort of using this as the murder weapon? Good question. They could have gone to my lab and grabbed a more suitable weapon. Perhaps it's because Kyo's lab is on the same floor. They just grabbed something close by? They may have been in a hurry. Or maybe they needed a long weapon like this. A long weapon? My lab doesn't contain swords or any other weapons of this length. Ah, really? Not sure how Monokuma found out, but he must know I don't use swords for work. When I first started working, I botched a mission using a katana. I haven't used a sword since, which is fine because they're a hassle to carry anyway. Suppose everyone's lab is suited to them personally, just like Angie's was. But how did they know all this? Anyway, the gold leaf on this katana flakes off easily. It's all over my hand now. Must be pretty old for the gold leaf to flake off that easy. What? Didn't you say so earlier? My hands are all sticky now. I'll have to wash them later. Maki scolded me, then stood in front of Kaede's effigy. I'm going to put the katana back where we found it. If it's too hard to watch, look away. Ah, thank you. I averted my gaze, and Maki stabbed the katana back into the wax effigy. Even so, why was a weapon stabbed into the wax effigy? A hanging wax effigy, no less. Was it part of the ritual, or was the culprit trying to hide the murder weapon? Perhaps they had no intention of hiding it. They didn't even wipe off the blood. Besides, I'm certain there are better ways to hide the murder weapon than this. Then, what's the reason for this? I honestly have no idea. We should investigate where this weapon came from. We might find a clue there. The Ultimate Anthropologist lab? Yes, let's do that. I wanted to make sure the katana indeed came from that room. I wish it was called the Gold Leaf Blade. That'd been cool. The 4 effigies hung upside down make the scene particularly eerie. Ropes are dangling from the exposed beams on the ceiling. Angie made all of these wax figures. Is this rope from the warehouse? I believe so. And that means there won't be much of a clue. Anyone could have gone and gotten these ropes. Maybe the student council should have blocked the warehouse instead of the manhole. The warehouse does contain plenty of things that can be used for murder. Anyway, I know these effigies are just wax, but it still creeps me out. The effigies look exactly like real people. Not just their faces, but their bodies too. The ultimate artist certainly was talented. Why is this effigy hanging upside down? Is this part of the ritual? I'm not sure. If it's not, then why is it like this? Who would go out of the way to hang a wax effigy? Right, if they're going to do this much work, there must be some reason for it. What could it be? Who would do this? The culprit? Angie? Or someone else entirely? Hung upside down. Okay. She's gotta talk to people then. This busty brainy beauty, is this all figured out? Huh? You mean you know who the culprit is? Huh? The culprit? Fuck that. Shuichi, do we really have time to be listening to her? Hey, wait, goddammit, are you just gonna ignore my genius idea? Just listen to me, okay? Come on, listen to me. Listen. Okay. Well, if you're gonna twist my arm, then I'll tell you. You better thank me for this. I know y'all are dumber than fleas, but even you get how weird these wax dolls are, right? They are strange. Are they for the ritual or another purpose? But I figured it out with just one glance. These are diversions. Diversions? Yep, the culprit used these wax dolls to distract us from something. What do you mean by that? How should I know? Isn't that Sherlock Holmes' job? Ha! You're a waste of time. Maki turned and walked away. Can't say I blame her. Huh? The hell's her problem? She on the rag or something? So Angie made these wax dolls, huh? The resemblance is pretty uncanny. They say the devil's in the details, you know? Let's just see how detailed these really are. Hey! Miyu tried to look up the wax figure skirt. Well, what are you doing? Stop that! What? I just wanted to see if this doll was wearing panties. Wait, do you have a doll fetish? Are you excited that your dead girlfriend is a doll now? If you like wax dolls so much, then go fuck the doll already. I'm starting to agree with Maki. Talking to me was a waste of time. Oh, we have to listen to these wackos. I'm not sure if it's okay to say this or not, but could Tenko be the culprit? Huh? Tenko? Oh, it's not like I have any proof or anything. But earlier, I heard Himiko say that Tenko was trying to betray the student council. So you suspect Tenko? Because as a member of the student council, she would have been allowed into this lab. That's right, Angie did allow members of the student council to enter her lab. Yeah, Angie has been shut away here working on the ritual by herself since yesterday. She said she would only unlock the door if she heard a student council member's voice. That would certainly point to Tenko. She did betray the student council after all. It's not that I want to suspect Tenko, but since only student council members would have been let in here, so Angie only let in student council members. That would be Gonta, Kibo, Himiko, Tenko, and Sumugi. It's not Gonta because he's too sweet and innocent, I guess. Okay. She only needed to hear a voice. Someone could have been let in, someone could have gone back out to let them discuss privately. So that doesn't help much. Of that group, Tenko is certainly the most suspicious. I want to check that truth bullet. She would not unlock the door unless someone from the student council asked her to. What if someone threatened or got Gonta to do it? Gonta, tell me. A murder at nighttime is strange, impossible even. Why do you think that? The student council made rule that we know can be outside during nighttime. Everyone should have been asleep. No way murder could have happened at nighttime. Do you really think everyone would go along with that rule? But it's a Tua's rule. Angie say he punish us if we not follow his rules. Well, the student council wasn't included in that, correct? They could do what they wanted. Angie was also working here at night. Huh? She was? No way. Student council would never break own rules. They should have been asleep in own rooms to set good example to others. Maybe Angie got attacked while she's asleep in her room and get brought here? If so, Gonta could have saved her. If only Gonta saw. But Gonta was sleeping. Sorry, Angie. Gonta no could save you. I find it hard to believe that no one went outside, in spite of the student council rule. I mean, didn't we? What do we have to investigate? Do we have to investigate every wax doll, too? FGs, definitely the same ones. Why are they hung up? Part of the resurrection ritual or another purpose? Took a lot of work to hang these all up. Implies a reason behind it. But what is that reason? Who did it? The culprit, Angie, or someone else entirely? Duct tape Maggie found. Why'd that be here of all places? Tape had Angie's hair on it. That must be related to the case. I mean, if somebody had set the katana up to lock it from the outside, that might have been the reason. Show me the front door. Unlocked, still things to investigate. Like? Talk to everybody. What about Maki? Do I have to talk to Maki? Strange, the front door and back door have different locks. Front door came in as a cylinder. The rear door has a sliding lock. Both doors were locked. Locked from mystery. Yes, it is interesting, isn't it? What, do I have to investigate the monitor now? Stabbed into Kaidi's effigy. Same katana that was on display in Kyo's lab. Blown on the tip suggests the murder weapon. Rusted and dull, can still stab. Why use this particular weapon? Went to Maki's lab, they could have had the choice of weapons. Kyo's lab, or as like Maki said, they need a long weapon. Why stab it into the effigy? Can't imagine this is intended to hide the weapon. Still a lot of mysteries I need to solve. Go to the original location, Kyo's lab. Might be a clue there. Would you let me? Pool of blood. Oh, really? Small pool of blood has emanated from Angie's torso. This can't be from her forehead. This blood came from the back of her neck. This blood is dry. It must have been spilled a few hours before Angie was killed, maybe more. That fits a 2 a.m. time of death listed in the Monokuma file. Angie's body appears to be exactly as described in the Monokuma file. There were several clues that caught my attention, but I can't draw any conclusions just yet. We think about all the evidence in combination that might tell us something. Let's continue the investigation for now. Maki, what's wrong? It's not that important, but the only time you're reliable is when you're investigating a crime scene. Is that supposed to be a compliment? Who knows? You're certainly more reliable than Kaito, at least. That guy is useless. Anyway, let's continue. Finished investigating this place. Is this really the time to rest? I don't think we found enough clues yet. We don't know how much time we have left to investigate, so we need to hurry up. Ah, you're right. First, we should investigate the ultimate anthropologist lab. We may find a clue related to the katana. We need to check if the katana really did come from that place. Is something wrong, Maki? It just occurred to me. Why am I acting like your partner? Well, it's fine. Just don't get used to it. It's not as if I asked you, but it's fine by me. It's true that Maki is a tremendous help to me. Now we can leave, because the pool of blood. If I remember correctly, the gold leaf katana is from there. It's just the sheath. Earlier, the katana was inside the sheath. Maki, the gold leaf katana definitely came from here. I'm certain of it. Doesn't that make Kyo suspicious? This is his research lab, after all. Not necessarily. Anyone could have come in here and taken it. Fair enough. Anyone could have done the same with my lab, too. Gold leaf katana. Cool. Oh, what are you guys doing here? What are you doing here? Shouldn't you be helping with the seance? You look so disgusted right now. Then again, I guess that's your signature look. I forgot to bring something we need for the seance, so I came back to get it. Something for the seance? Yep, that white sheet over there. We brought the wooden dog statue in the cage already, but I guess we need that sheet too. I don't get it. Why do you guys need a cage, a wooden dog statue, and a white sheet? Hey, don't ask me. I don't know why we need that stuff either. That's why I figured I'd do a little research on the seance before I got the sheet. Study. So, let's see. Gokichi took a look around and... I heard it was like some old handmade book. Oh, is this it? Yep, it says Cage Dog Village right here on the cover, so this must be it. Let's see, what does it say about the Cage Child Seance? Gokichi flipped through the old book he picked up. Oh, is it this page? It's hard to read, but I can see the Cage Child's mentioned here. Kyo's drawing the same magic circle as the one in this picture. Okay, let's see. In order to perform the Cage Child, you need 5 people, including a spirit medium, and a dark place with no light. Just like Kyo said. First, draw the magic circle passed down from the Caged Dog Village on the ground. In the center of the circle, the spirit medium must kneel, curl like a turtle, and rest their forehead on a stone on the ground. Afterward, the other 4 participants must put the iron cage over the spirit medium and cover it with a white sheet. And finally, the dog god must be placed on top of the cage. Also, it says we can't step on the magic circle during the preparations. The dog god? You mean that wooden dog statue? When preparations are complete, turn out all the lights to create complete darkness. The seance will begin when the 4 participants are each standing at a corner of the room. 4 participants, not including the spirit medium, will sing the Cage Child song. After the song, ask, "Is the cage child?" and say the name of the spirit. The spirit medium will reply in the voice of the summoned spirit, and that's all it says. Cool. That sounds complicated. Complicated plans have a better chance of working out in the end, wouldn't you say? Whether it works or not, Kia's been wanting to conduct the seance for a while. Since I was fortunate enough to obtain one of those copies, I already have it already memorized. But I never thought I'd be able to lay eyes on the real one. What a trick of fate. Oh yeah, he said he memorized every word of it too. That's probably why he left the book here, because he can conduct the seance without it. But is it even possible, contacting Angie's ghost? If you're so curious, why don't you join us, Shuichi? Huh? You should see how it plays out with your own eyes. There's still time, you know. The seance hasn't even started yet. Maybe it's better if you join them. You think so? Well, I'm not going. I don't believe in seances. But whether you believe or not, as a detective, you should be there to observe what happens. As a detective, huh? Yeah, I think you're right. Now you're talking. Well, I'll be waiting for you. One of the three empty rooms. Of the three empty rooms, we're in the middle one. Kokichi spoke as though he was inviting me to go play, then left the room. Cage child's been added. Alright, off we go then. The mill room! Woo! Oh, wait, I meant, woo! So, Kokichi tells me you wish to participate in the seance as well, Shuichi? You are most welcome to join us, is what I would like to say. However, only 5, including the spiritual medium, may join. What a shame. Well, Keyboy, you're out. Why me? I agree with Kokichi. I was thinking this for a while. Robots and seances don't mix. They're like toothpaste and orange juice. To be honest, I had the same thought. Your help was appreciated, Kibo. Don't any of you feel guilty for kicking me out after forcing me to come? That's why we're apologizing. No one's apologized yet. Fine, fine. Our bad. Just don't get mad and start shooting electromagnetic waves at us. Why would I do that? Stop whining, Kibo. I want to start the seance as soon as possible. Fine, but I won't forget this betrayal, Shuichi. I'm sorry, Kibo. What did I do? So now Shuichi has joined us. First, some warnings. Do not enter the magic circle that I've drawn on the floor. It is drawn with purifying salt, so it is easily disturbed when stepped upon. You drew this magic circle with salt? I always use salt for magic circles. It makes seances more likely to succeed. Also, it's dark in here, so be sure to watch your step. If the magic circle is broken, not only will the seance fail, but it may also unleash a curse. Got it. I'll be careful. I'm surprised you were able to draw this without even looking at the picture. I have the entire document memorized, so this magic circle should be perfect. Of course, I also have the Caged Child song memorized. You must do the same. At last, at long last, young guard dog and little lost girl, sealed within an iron cage, at mountain's bottom within the darkness. At last, at long last, how many will there be by dawn? Will there be 2 or just 1? Will the guard dog run far away? Or did it eat the little girl? At last, at long last. Copy the words to the song down here. Please commit it to memory. Everyone else has already memorized it. After all, you'll be unable to read in the dark. We have to memorize the lyrics now? You're a detective, so I expect your memory to be up to the task. Here's the melody. I listened to Kyo sing the song and did my best to memorize the melody and lyrics. Alright, I think I've got it now. Your memory is extraordinary. You are indeed the ultimate detective. Let us begin the ritual right away. Yay, we finally get to see Angie! Before that, let's choose a spiritual medium. It would work best with a girl. Then I'll do it. I can't think of anyone but me that Angie's spirit should go in. No, I'll do it. Because if you're the spirit medium, you won't be able to talk to Angie. You want to talk to Angie, right? Then I'll be the spirit medium. That way, you can say goodbye to her. And after you finish saying your goodbyes, keep your chin up and live life facing forward. Survive with me and everyone else. Tenko. Also, Himiko, let me say this one thing. Expressing your feelings is perfectly natural. You shouldn't feel ashamed at all. So, if you feel like crying when you're talking to Angie, go ahead and cry your eyes out. You'll feel better when you do. Well, I mean, laughing makes you feel better too. And venting your anger onto something can really cheer you up. Train your heart by crying, laughing, and venting your anger, Himiko. I think you've trained too much. You're probably right. Seems like the 2 of them made up. That's good. So now that we've decided on a spiritual medium, let us begin. Alright, Himiko, I'll see you later. Yes. Starting now, the rest of us must go to work. There are many things left to be done. First, we must place this iron cage atop Tenko. I shall leave that to Shuichi and Kokichi. And please keep in mind, walk carefully so as not to disturb the magic circle. Okay, you can count on me. I may not look like it, but I'm actually super duper strong. That's still pretty... She's always got an excuse. It's to prevent the spirit from getting out. This is the point of no return, Tenko. After this point, you mustn't speak. The next time you open your mouth, it will be Angie speaking through you. Understood. Not say a word until the seance is over. Okay, everyone, I'll see you guys after the seance. The rest of us shall move to the corners of the room. Please go to one of your choosing. We each stood in a different corner. I walked up to the closest candle and blew out the flame. The room instantly fell into complete darkness, pitch black darkness, so dark I couldn't even see my own butt. Overcoming my instinctual fear of the dark, I moved along the wall back to my corner, then began the singing. Kyo led us all in the Caged Child song. Still recording. Good. Thunk. We finished singing the song, but thought I heard an odd sound in the middle of it. What was that? Is the caged child Angie Yonaga? He began calling, now with medium answers. Is the caged child Angie Yonaga? What's going on? Is the caged child Angie Yonaga? Why won't Angie answer? Himiko, I was very clear that you were not to speak, yes? But something's weird. Why won't she answer? Maybe it failed? Let's light the candles briefly. What? Is that okay? Just for now. Confused, I walked along the wall back to the candle. Managed to strike a match and light the candle once again. Oh my. Hey, what's going on? Did it really fail? That shouldn't be the case. The seance was perfect. Is Angie not coming? Is that still Tenko in there? Tenko? Ah, I told her that she mustn't speak until the spirit enters her. She follows orders well, but how about we let her out for now? Wait, dark arts such as this need to be started and completed the same way. Those who remove objects from the magic circle must be the same who brought them in. If not, the spirit may stray from in the medium's body. Stay in the medium's body. Seeing as how this was a failure, I don't think any spirit will stick around, but whatever. I see blood there. What was that? Kathunk. Just like setting it up, Kyo instructed us how to clean everything up. We were careful to remove everything exactly in order Kyo directed. Kyo pinched the fabric gently and pulled it aside. Something is amiss. Himiko ran toward the cage at a sprint. Himiko, I told you not to step on the... She wasn't listening. She jumped onto the cage and... Fueled by desperation, Himiko grabbed the cage, lifted it up, and... Who would have thought there'd be another victim during the investigation? Maybe Montefine's green puke was predicting this tragedy. Oh, the puke's color is normal now. I guess it was predicting this. Everyone, please assemble in the seance room. Second body discovery announcement played. It didn't take long for everyone to come running. Tenko! So seriously? What is this? How did this happen? Tenko, Gonta's so sorry. Gonta no could protect you. Shuichi, explain the situation. I thought you were conducting the seance. What happened? I don't know. What's happening? I'm surprised too. I never thought a murder would happen during an investigation. I guess for now you should maybe start the investigation right away? Before that, I would like to confirm something. The culprit who killed Angie may be a different culprit from the one who killed Tenko, yes? Huh? What happens in the event there are two murders by two people? What if there are two blackened? Well, we need to find them both at the class trial. Now that you mention it, that's a good point. What would happen in that scenario? Huh? What would happen? Monodam, what would happen? What would happen? What do you look lost too, Monodam? I thought you were gonna run things inside of Daddy. I I never expected something like this to happen. I don't know what to do. Really, I don't. Aw, man, they're all disorganized. If we can't decide the class trial's objective, then we won't know what to investigate. But Father always knows what to do. We should ask him for help. Have you already forgotten? Daddy's in no condition to help us. Or... it's all our fault that Daddy ended up like that. Huh? It's all your fault, Montefiore. Daddy, help! We don't know what to do on our own. Gotta use the power of love. That ought to snap him back to normal. That won't work. Father is just an empty shell now. That's not true. Anything is possible with the power of love. You don't understand that because you've never been loved before, Monodam. Daddy, I love you, so please go back to normal. I want to see you, Father. I love you with all my heart. Aw, you're making me blush. I'm back! Were you good while I was away? Why is he looking at himself? Ugh! Man, that vacation was just what I needed. It's important to take time off to relax. Normally, most companies won't even let you take time off to go on vacation. But I was able to do it. The secret is to just leave whether you get permission or not. Huh? Wait, so then, who's the baldy then? Oh, just a part-timer. I got to cover me while I was gone. Here's your pay, like we agreed on. Now take it and get out of here. Huh? I thought you were supposed to be relaxed. Now that that nuisance is out of the way, what were you guys talking about again? Oh, that's right. What happens to your votes if there are two blackened candidates? Well, I have an answer for that. It's first come, first served. First come, first served? The blackened who killed the first victim to be discovered will be your target. In other words, if the blackened who killed Angie isn't the same one who killed Tenko, then only Angie's killer would be considered the blackened. Basically, Tenko's killer wasted a kill, and Tenko herself is a waste of a victim. Oh, this is school regulations, so you can review it later. I also updated the Monokuma file. Do your best to investigate this murder, too. Oh, boy. Boy, everything is going so smoothly now that Father's running things again. Leaders gotta be able to take decisive action. Indecision is just the worst. You're glowing like a lamp. There's nothing better than being praised by my cute cubs. And spending time with my cute cubs. For as long as you live, I will never let any of you go. He just left us behind while he was saying he'd never let us go. That's why he's so amazing. Please lick me some more. That is a category on a different website. Poor Monodam. So to make sense of all that, if both murders have different culprits, then our vote will determine Angie's killer. But we don't even know if there is a different culprit, do we? True, we should investigate Tenko's death as well, just in case. Finally, things are heating up. I'm getting so excited. You fucking psycho. This is bad. This is unquestionably bad. I can't believe Tenko was killed. Everyone's upset and confused, and I'm in no shape to help right now. So this is where you need to step up. Listen, Shuichi. The impossible is possible. All you gotta do is make it so. Yeah. Then let's check the Monokuma file first. Now, the victims are... The victim is Tenko Chabashira, the ultimate Aikido master. The body was found in the middle empty room on the 4th floor. The approximate time of death is 11 a.m. The only visible injury is a stab wound to the back of her neck. Really? A stab wound on her neck, the same as Angie's cause of death. Doesn't look like a coincidence. Maybe it's Angie's curse. Curse? God, not again. Curse? Slam! A dull sound reverberated through the room. Kaito, are you okay? My bad, Shuichi. I'm starting to feel bad, but for a different reason. I'm gonna get some fresh air, so I'll leave this to you and Maki roll. Kaiba left the room still a little wobbly. Should we resume the investigation? Time is of the essence. True, we haven't time to warn Tenko's death as our own lives are at risk. That's true, but Angie and then Tenko. And to think, earlier, I was suspicious of Tenko. I'm sorry, Tenko. It's all Gonta's fault. Gonta failed to protect friends again. Tenko's death caught us all off guard. Everyone is panicking. I have to keep it together. I have to work harder. Because I'm a detective. Resume! It's too dark in here. We can't investigate even if we wanted to. Going to bring candles from the other room to make this room bright, okay? That won't be necessary. Yeah, that's not necessary at all. Why? Show him, Kibo. Show him your new power. New power? Wow. Man, what a lame function. You should have made him, like, a transformer or something. But it's bright now, so we should hurry and investigate. Yeah, you're right. Kibo's flashlight function has been added. Okay. Why, though? Tenko's dead body. She took her last breath crouched over like this. According to the Monokuma file, her only injury is the stab wound to her neck. This wound was fatal. This must have caused instant death. I didn't hear a scream during the seance. Ah, wait. Understood. I will not say a word until the seance is over. Would Tenko really keep her mouth shut despite the pain? Her death might not have been instant, but she couldn't have gone far before she bled out. What do you mean? You were concerned about that, right? With a wound this deep, the victim is too shocked to do anything except die. You're speaking from experience? Of course. Quick deaths are my specialty. Well then, that makes sense. The real question is, what was she killed with? I don't see a murder weapon around. You're right, I don't see an obvious murder weapon. That could be a clue. Tenko. Iron cage. This is the cage used in the seance. It looks to be around 3 feet high and 5 feet wide. It's a pretty large iron cage. Big enough for a person to fit inside. During the seance, Kokichi and I covered Tenko with the cage. We were supposed to remove it as well. But it was Himiko who rushed in and removed the cage first. Look at this. A bloodstain on the bottom of the cage. Probably Tenko's blood, yeah? Yes, I imagine so. The spatter must have been made when she was killed. Which means Tenko was killed while she was inside the cage. I think you're right. Tenko went under the cage before the seance. When the cage was lifted after the seance, she was already dead. If she was stabbed right when the cage was lifted, that would explain this bloodstain, right? Perhaps she wasn't killed during the seance, but the exact moment the cage was lifted. That is a possibility. Iron cage. No, because we heard that. Ah, this floorboard is loose. And it's the one right under Tenko. Why is this floorboard loose? It wasn't like this before. It must have come loose during the seance. Why would it come loose during the seance? A floorboard this thick and heavy wouldn't have come loose easily. Then someone must have loosened it on purpose. Loose floorboard. Is it Kyo? Don't tell me it's Kyo. Well, now I keep forgetting. We gotta add a new face for the Wall of Death. Well, it sucks! She gets to go up here next to Kirumi. Because Angie was insane. Only injury is stabbed into her neck. The wound was fatal. Might not have died instantly. Positive she wouldn't have had long. Perhaps a few seconds to move around. Thank you for being here, Maki. You're a huge help. The biggest unanswered question is a murder weapon. Where that weapon went will be the key to solving this case. How about under the floorboard? The marker stone. There's a rock next to Tenko's body. This must be just a stone brought from the courtyard. Merely needed as a marker for her forehead to rest on. Like this? Tenko had her forehead on this rock, hunched over. She had to make herself small to fit inside the cage. Ruined magic circle. It's a magic circle Kyo drew on the floor. Well, at least it was. It's been completely stomped over. I suppose it was unavoidable. Was this drawn with salt? Whenever I perform a seance, I always use salt. Are you feeling alright? You sound ridiculous. I have performed many successful seances. Why, I've even had spirits enter my butt. Shut up. I don't want to hear about your stupid delusions. Maka really doesn't beat around the bush. It's kind of refreshing, actually. In any case, with all these footprints, can't make out the original circle. We'll find out in Kyo's lab. Should be written in the Cage Dog Village document. Isn't that right, Kyo? He seems depressed. I suppose that makes sense. Oh, wait! There's a white cloth had blood on it. White sheet. Placed on top of the cage. Kyo's the one who removed it. This cloth is pretty thick. Similar to a window curtain, but it's completely opaque. And on the back, blood stain on it right around the middle of the sheet. But no hole in the fabric, which means Tenko wasn't stabbed through this cloth. She was stabbed, well, underneath the cloth. Okay. Dog statue. It's the wooden dog statue used in the seance. I believe it's called the Dog God. During the seance, this wooden statue was on top of the cage. It took 4 of us to remove it. This wooden statue is pretty heavy. Q said it was about 175 pounds. That's about the weight of 2 girls. What do you know about girls? Have you even touched a woman besides your mother? What? Anyway. If this heavy thing was on top of the cage, then Tenko wouldn't have been able to get out easy. Yeah, you're right about that. It didn't sound like you were kidding earlier. Ouch. Are you okay, Himiko? Himiko! Hey, Himiko! Be strong, Himiko! If you shake Himiko that much, she's gonna break. But she's not talking. It's like Himiko not even here. She must have been really shocked over Tenko. Let's leave her be for now. Okay. Himiko. This investigation is over and shut. And it's all thanks to me for giving Kibo his new function. Now then. Fu's killer is obviously one of you stupid assholes who signed up to do this bullshit seance in the first place. No, not necessarily. Huh? Seriously? The seance was clearly set up to lure her in and kill her. How could someone who wasn't in the room kill her? So you believe that Tenko was killed during the seance? There's no other possibility, shit for brains. God, you don't even know that? Sure that Tenko was alive before the seance began. This is the point of no return, Tenko. After this point, you mustn't speak. The next time you open your mouth, it will be Angie speaking through you. Ha! It was Kyo. Understood. I'll not say a word until the seance is over. Tenko answered Kyo, so at that point, she was most certainly alive. But when the candles were relit, she was dead. She had already been killed. This means she was killed in the dark, I'm positive. What time exactly was Tenko killed after the candles were blown out? That may be an important point in this case. Second victim, vacant room, stabbed in the back of her neck, resulting in death. No other injuries were detected. Candles hung on the walls, only source of light. No windows, it's pitch black. How did the culprit kill Tenko in complete darkness? I mean, Kibo, night vision goggles? I'll become the guiding light that shines on you all. That's why Kibo is the ultimate hope, as we discussed last episode. I'm sorry. Just, man, what a lame function. Should have made him like a transformer or something. So what else can we investigate? Oh, what's that on the wall? I guess not. Tsumugi. I said things that made Tenko look suspicious, and now this. I'm sorry, Tenko. Cry later. Huh? Crying won't bring Tenko back, and if we don't investigate thoroughly, we'll die too. I need to find the truth and pin down the culprit, for Tenko and all of us. You're right. Tenko would want us to figure it out so she'd have no regrets. That would be the best way to apologize. Pool of blood? Last breath, crouch over. Her only injury is a stab wound to her neck. Wound was fatal. Maki says she might not have died instantly. Positive she wouldn't have had long, but perhaps a few seconds to move around. Thank you for being here, Maki. You're a huge help. The murder weapon. Where did it go? Show me the iron cage. Cage used in seance, pretty big, about 3 feet high and 1.5 feet wide. 3 feet high, 1.5 feet wide. I thought we said it was 5. Supposed to removed as well, but Hibiko rushed in first. Blood splatter on the underside of the cage, likely from when Tenko was killed, which means Tenko was killed when she was still inside the cage. Possible she was stabbed quickly right when the cage opened. Floorboard's loose, one right under Tenko. Wasn't like this before, I'm positive it must have happened during the seance. Floorboard, the second heavy, wouldn't have come loose easily. It means someone loosened it on purpose. It's Kyo, right? It's gotta be Kyo. Alright, Gonta, tell me. First Angie, then Tenko. Gonta's so ashamed. Why Gonta no could protect friends? What am I missing? I got the candles. Don't need the monitor. Already looked at the magic circle. Looked at the dog? Dog statue was the statue was on top of the cage, later removed by Kyo, Kokichi, Himiko, and me. Kyo said it weighs about 175. Some that heavy on top of the cage, and likely Tenko could get out easy. What haven't I freaking invested? A hole in the corner. There's a small opening in the corner of the room. Doesn't look big enough for a person to get through, but still. A hole? Looks like there's a space under here too. Oh, hold on. I can see something below. Looks like something dropped down here. What? Something dropped down there? After we check everywhere else, why don't we go under the floor and see for ourselves? Right, let's do it. Hole in the corner. That's it? No, it's not. Okay, well, what else? Tenko's body. Crooked floorboard. Right on Tenko. Have it during the seance. Thick and heavy. Someone loosened it. Do I just have to go back and take a peek at... Do I have to talk to Kibo about it? Some opening, space on the floor, something is down there. Before I check on the floor, I should finish looking around up here. Well, what is there left to look at? Rune magic circle? Driven salt, original drawing has been stepped over all over by now. Can't even make out the original circle anymore. Dumb cage dog village. Something still have to investigate. What? The cloth? Do I have to talk? Did I talk to Kyo? Why? Why did this? Kyo, I know the murder was pretty shocking. Of course, I am shocked about that as well. But why did the seance fail? We performed all the steps flawlessly. She seems more concerned by that than the murder. Oh, we performed the caged child again and summoned Tenko Spirit this time. Cut the crap. Just tell me what happened during the seance. Both you and Shuichi were present, right? Did she get killed during the seance? True, maybe best to move past what happened to know why the seance failed. Whatever, just hurry up. I like the scary Maki. By the time in order to begin the seance, we had Tenko, the spiritual medium, position herself as a turtle within the magic circle so her head touched the marker stone. Then Shuichi and Kokichi placed the cage over Tenko. After that, I placed the white cloth over the cage. Then all four of us placed the wooden statue of the dog god atop the cage. Afterwards, we stood in the four corners of the room, Kokichi and Shuichi blew out the candles. Finally, we all sang the cage child song. The seance should have been complete, but... now that you mention it, I remember hearing a strange sound during the song. Thunk. It is a mystery to me as well. I thought someone may have tripped, perhaps. Tripping was that was a pretty loud sound for someone tripping. Perhaps Kyo knows something? And then what happened? We called out to her, but no reply came. I had Shuichi and Kokichi relight the candles. Then we removed all the items from within the magic circle in the opposite order. First, all four of us removed the dog god statue. Next, I took off the white cloth, and then... Himiko ran over to the cage, and the moment she lifted it... Then it sounds like Tenko was definitely killed during the seance. But would it not be difficult in such darkness? Besides, she was inside the cage, yes? Then when was she killed? Yes, that is a problem. There is another problem. And that is, why ever did the seance fail? I simply cannot figure it out. Maybe someone moved from their corner? Did someone else sneak in here? Obviously, since the seance was clearly a sham, Maki was never one to pull her punches. Sound during seance. Maki, we finished investigating up here. Perhaps we should check under the floor? Seems pretty dark down there. What should we use for a light? Let's bring a candle. With Kibo's light from up here, that should be fun. Then I'll go get a candle. Remove that floorboard so we can go down. Okay, got it. We pulled off some of the floorboards near the hole and took the candle from Maki. Then we carefully made our way through the hole under the floor. This is a lot more spacious than I thought. You can move pretty easily on all fours. Let's look around for clues. It'd look pretty stupid if we found no clues after crawling around in this dusty place. Yeah. It's still dripping. Blood dripping from the gaps in the floorboards. Fresh blood. This is definitely Tenko's. Dried blood. There's a bloodstain on the ground underneath the loose floorboard. That's pretty far from where Tenko's blood is dripping down. It's under the same floorboard, just at different ends. Why is there blood here? The back of this floorboard has blood on it, too. You're right, there's still a bit of blood on the underside of this floorboard. Did Tenko's blood splatter here when she got killed? I wonder. I can't really be sure, yet. These bloodstains here are completely dry. There must be some reason these particular stains are dry. Oh, someone did it with a sickle. There's a sickle here, and there's blood all over it. The blood on the sickle is fresh. This is it. This is the murder weapon. This came from my research lab. It did? A sickle can be used to assassinate a target. It can be thrown without losing any lethality, and you can hide it under your clothes, too. If she was attacked with this, she wouldn't stand a chance. The blade is about 6 inches. And since Tenko was in the cage, she wouldn't have been able to defend herself. Even if this is our murder weapon, how did the culprit attack Tenko in the cage? The blade could fit through the gaps in the cage, but could it reach her neck? The cage is 3 feet high, and if you were to stab into it with a 6-inch blade, well, it would depend on Tenko's posture, but I don't think it's impossible. Then her posture is the question. Hey, if the weapon is down here, the culprit must have thrown it away, right? Perhaps after killing Tenko, the culprit threw the sickle under the floor in the dark. Or they could have been under the floor the entire time. Either of those is possible. Yeah, they had to be. So this is where I heard some of the wood has corroded and is broken off, so you can see into the next room. This is the wall of the empty room, right? Looks like there's wood along the wall. This part is rotted away. Looks like natural rot. This hole wasn't made intentionally. But I can get into the next room through here. If I remember correctly, the room next door is also empty, right? Then the culprit could have gone from room to room by moving under here instead of using the hallway. True, but it would have been difficult moving around under the floor. We did alright because we had a light. Without that, it'd be pitch black. That might make it impossible to move around in here. Then they could have used the light like we were doing right now. True. They used a light to move around under the floor? Is that possible? Yes, actually, because there's no gaps in the floor. Look, part of the crosspiece that supports the floorboard is cut off. It's near the loose floorboard, and the portion missing is about the same width, too. And from what I can see of it, it wasn't broken off naturally. This was cut by someone. There should be saws in the warehouse, so they could have used that. The question is, why? Another crosspiece is supporting the floorboard, so it might not follow if this portion is missing. So what purpose did this serve? The floorboard underneath Tenko's body is loose, and the crosspiece supporting it has been cut. If the culprit did all this, then why? I think we finished investigating here. Monkey, you want to head back up? Glad you asked. I was starting to get fed up with all this dust. After Maki and I crawled out from under the floor, we put the floorboards back and returned to our investigation. We've only been investigating this room. You sure that's wise? What do you mean? If Angie and Tenko have different killers, then the blackened we need to vote for is the culprit for the first murder, the culprit who killed Angie. That's what Monokuma said. So instead of investigating Tenko's death, shouldn't we be investigating Angie's? Yes, of course. But this is bigger than the killing game. For the sake of the two who died, I need to reveal the truth of both their deaths. Well, I understand why you feel that way. But if you plan on investigating the other crime scene again, we should probably hurry. When I came to the hallway, a scene more surprising than I could ever imagine unfolded. Oh! What the hell? Did I surprise you? Were you gonna scream and cry in terror? What are you doing? Oh, sorry. I'm just a little lightheaded from the blood loss. Yeah, this is real blood. Okay, so what are you doing? I got curious about something, so I decided to search the empty room next door. But then, suddenly, I stepped through the floorboard. You stepped through a floorboard? Jeez, that got me good. Because of this, I tripped and fell pretty hard. If you're gonna lose consciousness, do it after you tell us everything. Oh, sorry, my bad. I guess there was no crosspiece supporting this floorboard, so I kind of stepped through. What bad luck. The crosspiece was gone? Does that mean... I guess time's up. Oh man, it's because of you guys. I didn't have enough time to check something. What were you trying to check? I wanted to re-research the seance again, so I brought this document with me. But unfortunately, I couldn't find anything new that could be used as a clue. Kyo perfectly reenacted the seance as what was written in the document. He drew his magic circle the same exact way as in the picture. Not only that, he used the same exact tools too. Nothing suspicious about this whole thing. Well, I wanted to check the finer details, but I'll tell you about it later. At the class trial. So, see you there. Kokichi left the blood loss clearly affecting his footing a bit. Bloody Kokichi. Let's go too. Yeah. Okay. Is Maki nervous? I see, so even she gets nervous sometimes. What are you staring at? Old habits die hard. If someone's trying to break themselves of a habit, work with them. If Maki wants to kick the do you want to die question habit, then we gotta work with her. We just gotta let her get it out of her system. Or remind her, aren't you trying to break that habit? Unless she's not trying to break the habit, in which, let's just deal with it. I like Maki. She's cool. This is a way better. This is a way better talent than the ultimate child caregiver. I was gonna be like, really? They gave us that? Nope. This one's way better. She can use her assassin expertise. You know, I actually predicted Kyoko was either the assassin or detective. So, you know what? That's pretty cool. We got the assassin in the end. It's great. I love it so much. Can I be Miyu's next experimentation victim, please? We passed her lab, that's why I'm saying it. Anyway. Shrine of Judgment. Here we go. It would appear we have all gathered, but it seems there are less and less of us. Less friends mean it that much harder to solve mystery. Well, don't worry, I'm sure you've gotten a little smarter by now, Gonta. Yeah, going to do his best to help. I'd want you to graduate from super idiot level to at least Kaito idiot level. Hey, what's that supposed to mean? More importantly, are you okay, Kaito? Yeah, I'm feeling better now. But wow, Monkey Roll sure does pack a punch. It's your fault. You don't need to worry about our dwindling numbers. Only dipshits have died so far. I know it's a tall order, but try to use your brains this time so I don't have to use mine. These golden brain cells of mine are a gift to the entire world. It's as though every time you open your mouth, you become less likable. Atua, please lend us your power. It may be difficult for us to rely on Atua, considering what happened to Angie, whom Atua loved most of all. She shouldn't have relied on Atua in the first place. But seriously, it's kind of funny seeing a robot believing in God, especially Atua. So what? Robots can believe in God? Actually, before I even met Angie, I had a similar experience. Hearing voices, I mean. You might call it an inner voice. It tells me what to do whenever I'm in trouble. How long are you gonna say that for? Atua and Ghost don't matter right now. Yeah, the trial this time is gonna be rough. We got caught in Monokuma's trap. His trap? He probably made the fourth floor so scary on purpose to prevent me from investigating. No, he didn't. Yeah, there's no way. Shuichi, say something. What should I say? Distraction! Oh, just skip it already. Blah, 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 blah. Here we go. It's probably not the same every time, but whee! Boy, they look really depressed. Must be because there's even less participants now. Don't say they look depressed. You make me want to damn sad. As much as I'd love to keep hearing this adorable back and forth. Extreme! Let's hurry up and get this started! Hey, I just said that! Extreme! Ow. At last! The class trial will begin! I hope you enjoy it to your heart's content! The third class trial is about to begin. Angie Yonaga, the ultimate artist. She created the Ultimate Academy Student Council to try to prevent the killing game. Then, Tenko Chabashira, the ultimate Aikido master. She hated men, but I knew that she hated this terrible killing game even more. The two who were killed were both trying to stop the killing. And who was the one who killed them? Was it one person? Two different people? What do you want to bet it's going to be Kyo that's the mastermind behind both? We need to pin that down in this class trial. In order to live, we have to find the truth. And I will fight for it. I will fight with truth and lies in this class trial. And we are saving, and we are cashing out, because I am tired, because it is like 5:30 in the morning. 5:19, but I was close, so thank you guys so much for watching. Me and my 3 shiny friends here are gonna do our best next episode, so we will see you all then. Bye-bye!